Now in this video, I will be giving a follow-up on the Demartravion Reed situation. No, I don't know if you heard, that was the brother who they found hanging from a tree out there in Mississippi on a Delta College campus. Now, according to the report, it says here, the family of Demartravion Reed, a 21-year-old student found hanging from a tree on Delta State University campus, is seeking answers following ruling of his death as a suicide by state medical examiners. Reed's body was discovered by police on Monday, as his death has sparked outrage and allegations online about the circumstances surrounding it. Local police have stated there is no evidence of foul play. Now let's break this down. Alright, before I continue, I just want to speak on hanging or lynching, period. See, there's no way in hell in this day and age that a black person, an African American, is going to hang himself. Just simple due to the whole symbolism behind it. What that represents. That speaks to all the things that we endured as a people when it comes to chattel slavery, everything here in America, in terms of Jim Crow, Ku Klux Klan, all that. So ain't no way in hell nobody black is going to hang themselves. Now, of course, suicide is nothing to play with, and there's a lot of people going through things, and for whatever reason they feel they need to take themselves out. And if you're one of those people, I definitely urge you to call somebody, get help before you do that. But honestly, y'all, that's not the way somebody's going to do that. Definitely nobody of African descent. And then the simple fact, it's in Mississippi. Now, we already know the history of the southern states, and in particular Mississippi. And from what I'm hearing, just recently, not too long ago, they found the brother out there hanging. You see, and even around my way, they found the brother out here hanging. So, that just proves racism is alive and well, unfortunately. And regardless of the reason, whether some people think this is in retaliation of the whole Charlie Kirk situation, which we had nothing to do with, but racism is alive and well, and racists will find any reason. Most of the times they don't even need a reason, they make up reasons, or they just go ahead and do it, you know, unfortunately. And fortunately, former NFL player Colin Kaepernick is actually paid for a second autopsy. So right on to Colin Kaepernick. You know, Colin, he's really showing and proving. He's really, you know, put his money where his mouth was. You know, because I remember when he first did the whole kneeling thing back in the day, a lot of people kind of thought he was faking it because his NFL career kind of took a dip. He wasn't playing as good. So it was some people actually saying he did that just to throw the attention off or whatever. But nah, it looked like he was pretty sincere about what he stood for. And this is a damn good example that he's doing. Because a lot of people, because we always question a lot of these successful black people when it comes to situations like this, why they don't put their money where their mouth is and help with an investigation or second opinion or anything, whatever the case may be. But a lot of times is, well, for one, a lot of them are afraid because they know once they do that, their money gonna stop. Whether they gonna lose endorsements, their job, or whatever. A lot of they so-called allies are gonna turn their back on them because you supported a black issue or you just supported justice. And in that case, it's somebody that look like you, so they gonna turn their back on you. And this is why a lot of them is scared. But yeah, they got millions of dollars, and I used to think that, like, I know y'all got a lot of money. I mean, I'm sure most of your money is in accounts and locked up in different stuff, so you can't really hide your money where it's going. But I mean, you can at least have a certain amount of cash on hand. But regardless, point is, a lot of them is afraid, because I don't like to think most of them, now some of them, but I don't like to think most of them don't give a damn, but most of them are afraid. And whether they coon or not, a lot of them is afraid to support their own, regardless of the situation. So for Colin Kaepernick to do that, the league already turned they back on him, so he ain't got nothing to lose. So kudos to Colin Kaepernick, and right on for that. And hopefully we'll find out more. Now hopefully that coroner or autopsy or medical examiner ain't crooked either, but we just want to know the truth, man. Now if in fact, and I highly seriously doubt that, but to even think about it, but let's just say if in fact that was the case and it is suicide, see, this is the thing, because it's not cool for nobody to take themselves out in no kind of way, whether through overdose, jump from a bridge, whatever. But if you feeling like that, please get help. Just please get help. Don't even consider, because I was going to say, don't do that, do anything, but don't do that. No, don't even do nothing. Just make a call and talk to somebody. That's what I'll say about that. But I highly doubt he did that. Just the simple fact, just the circumstance. Come on, who gonna do that in the middle of a forest on a college campus? Now, I would like to think if you're really going through some mental, because I stress, let's not get it twisted. We all done thought about that, you know what I'm saying? Either you're going to do it in a blaze of glory, and I don't recommend doing that, or you're going to do it quietly in the comforts of your own home, because that's a personal decision, man. You're not just going to do that. When people say, in the middle of the, if anything, you're going to be in your room, stressed out, whatever you're going through, man. And again, I'm going to say that again. If you are going through something out there, please call somebody, get help. Don't do it. But in this case, I definitely think it was foul play. As in many other cases where they find people of African American descent hung up. And anybody for that matter, but especially people of my background. That's one of the things we don't do. Just because the mere symbolism behind it. All the things that we endured as a people, as a group. We're not going to do that. We may do a lot of things, but that's not what we're going to do. And it definitely need to be a law. I ain't going to say what I want to say, but that's not your typical hate crime. If anything, that's mandatory death sentence on site, expedited death sentence. You need to be executed within 6 months. Yeah. You do something like that to people? No, that's more than a hate crime. And I don't even think this country even got that catalog as a hate crime. So that's one of the things we continue fighting for. And this is to all the people, especially people that look like me, that think racism don't exist. Now, definitely we know to a grave extent the only color that matter is green, but you still got people out here that hate you because you.